Good morning and welcome to another edition of the program Good Morning Salone, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Today na Monday, November 18th, 2019. We will bring the program come to you this Monday morning. Mina Khadija Bangura.
And Mina Saptiyu Kalon. Good morning. Inside the program this morning, Miltamagai College of Education and Technology don't get about 22 students and all 9 students results because of college election violence and examination malpractice. The proposed Minister for Basic and Senior Secondary Education, Dr. Gud Mornin Salone, say if Parliament approve and forbid the new Minister of Basic Education, it will bring new innovative idea then for improve the standard of education as Salone. And today inside the program, the Deputy Director of School Broadcasting at the Ministry of Basic and Senior Education, Michael Toure, will talk about the introduction of ICT in a school curriculum.
Well, this and plenty other story them then at the program for you this Monday morning. Plus the Executive Director for Hill Salone, Joseph Sano, will talk about the 2019 Mobile Education Trade Fair. We go down today, Monday, November 18th, and work about safe day inside the program for you. Remember, say you listen to we live on www.radiodemocracy.sl, courtesy of Osiwa and powered by AfriCell. The program na Good Morning Salone. Send we message on 077 981 981. Or if you watch we live now Facebook broadcast, drop your comment, ask your question on the issues them where we they can talk about inside the program this morning. As you hear from one power headline story them today, we they talk to the Deputy Director of School Broadcasting and at the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education, when Michael Toure, we go can talk about the ICT where the ministry decide for introduce na the school curriculum. Well, na the studio this morning, I want to welcome Michael Toure from the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education. Good morning, Mr. Toure, and welcome to the program Good Morning Salone.
Good morning. Thanks for getting me on the program.
Right. Continue for day with me at the program. We'll come back to you shortly.
The program Good Morning Salone they continue, and inside the program now we they look at the first issue. The Freetown Business School from 2017 don't give sabi to young people that they can't keep and different skill them, particularly for marketing, soft skills and other plenty professional area them. Now this make the Freetown Business School together with them partner them. They plan for organize the 2019 branding boot camp when I forgive graduates them the opportunity for get sabi and different professional area them. We go help them forget to work or improve the office and business them. Melvin Green are the project coordinator na Freetown Business School. He talk more about the work and the 2019 branding boot camp to Alex Lawrence Koroma inside this interview.
Freetown Business School has been around for 2 years, and we don't do various courses from soft skills to bespoke courses, depending on how you want them. But every year we get certain series of courses like taxation, human resource, procurement. Then one now basic course that we will do every year. But then we can do bespoke courses for any office or anything as long as I want we can make them for another way there.
What are our targeted people there?
Young professionals generally in Sierra Leone.
And what do you take for make somebody like benefit or be part of our school?
Mostly because they're targeted to professionals. So as long as you do work in an office, or even if you need to work in an office until you're a young graduate and what they call, I should say one course that we must interest your way. Something they definitely will be able to do for you. So from soft skills, like I said, or something with procurement course. Like myself, before I get work in a Freetown Business School, I don't do certain courses in a Freetown Business School like the financial management and this branding bootcamp where you can talk about and things like that. Yes.
Now, general fields I'm gonna evolve into, or I guess specific area I want to look at?
Well, soft skills in general, then human resource, procurement, taxation, that one in a way basic that we can do every year.
I ask that question because students at the Como University without any better experience in the area of soft skills and all that, even business development. So for example, somebody study politics or somebody study history and want to learn something from an institution able.
Yes, it's a good thing you asked that question. We get one program where they run for 9 months every year. We start on this year. This is our first year. We call on Work Ready Africa. So basically what we do is we take young graduates and make them ready for work in any office. So any field you're in, we prepare you for office.
All right, let's talk now about this boot campaign we want for implement this year. First, why the idea for boot campaign?
Okay, so this is going to be our second branding bootcamp. We gave our first branding bootcamp in 2017. We've been doing collaboration with SOBA. So the branding bootcamp is basically a branding course, well, marketing, normally we can call it marketing, but it's branding and marketing course. We could just prepare any marketing professional, anybody we're interested in any marketing, young entrepreneurs or anything. It will give you all the expertise for brand and marketing product.
Culture of marketing at Salone are one way not too open to many people. I want to have for target people them.
Exactly. So I understand what you said, the concept of marketing not so until we're open. So what we're doing is Spanish Branding Bootcamp. We actually give you all the skills that will make you target audience. So if you're doing a certain product, we actually give you the skills we will require you for meet to certain audience in this community or this circle or this what they call. So that's exactly what we're doing for you.
And I must put on the target.
40, because we class size and we know some application can plenty, so we're looking at 40 class size.
So what are the requirements for make somebody take part of this campaign?
You can be employed or unemployed, like I said, young graduates or anything. We're looking at 40 people and we get scholarships for 24 people. So for them 24 people, and they mostly we say most of our entrepreneurs they're now unemployed or then they do their entrepreneurship on tight budget. So we get this scholarship for 24 people because this bootcamp we do in collaboration with Coded. So we don't get really funding for EPWI for get scholarship and all that in this. So as long as you apply online and because if you're applying for a scholarship, we got really case study with you, something for answer questions, you can interview after applying.
Any cost involved?
Yes, it's 3.5 million or you get a full scholarship.
So how somebody go apply?
You can always go to our website, www.fbs.edu.sl. The website's pretty straightforward. You go, you just put your personal details as a name, address, telephone number, WhatsApp number, email address, and the question we go ask if you want scholarship or not. And if you want scholarship, why you want scholarship, and explain to really little about your business or explain about yourself. That's all. It's pretty straightforward. It's about less than 5 minutes application.
And during the application, they ask you for any qualification or certain age limit you want to look for?
No, because we know now that in Sierra Leone, we get plenty of entrepreneurs, and we know say most of them are young people. So we're not targeting any age per se, but mostly we can say university graduates or like proper good English level and things like that, because of course the bootcamp is in English and things like that. But yes, that's basically our minimum requirements, and they speak English.
So the event, Usai will be and when again it will be?
Okay, so we the hold on a lax venue. So what's in Freetown Business School they do? Freetown Business School can actually hold in different courses in different venues. So the branding bootcamp they happen in a lax venue from 2nd December to the 7th. So a 6 days.
Inside this lax venue day.
At the Riverside Drive. A 6-day program. So the 5 days na intensive work, and the 6th day we actually showcase all what we don't do the 5 days.
So in terms of the people that we get for give this sabi to them people also now Sierra Leonean base or now they get expert them out of the country?
Well, we facilitators for the branding bootcamp are going to be Sierra Leoneans, but we cause not what you use for this branding bootcamp developed by Brandlin, that's a marketing company from Nairobi. Well, it's a firm based in East Africa.
So if the 40 on I want the number exceed, what you now go do?
If the number exceed the 40, then we can see, let we see how, as long as you meet the certain level we require, then we can see what we can do after that.
So when are the deadline and when somebody for begin apply?
Our application door open 2 weeks ago, and the deadline is Wednesday this week for our application, and we will start doing interview this week.
Well, that's now Melvin Green, the project coordinator for Freetown Business School. We did talk to Alex Lawrence Comer inside that interview day. But the 2019 branding bootcamp and the work where they don't do so far now the country. The program Good Morning Salone they continue.
We continue the program and we can now in our studio to we studio guest winner Brahma Michael Toure, winner the Director of School Broadcasting at the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education. This being time, the ministry being pulled na do one notice for inform the member of the public them and some heads of school them say the ministry don't decide for include ICT as one part and course subject for school picking them where they from class 1 to JSS 3 and safe from SSS 1 to SSS 3. This now because the ministry say ICT now one part the important thing them where them believe say go help for improve the education sector. Well, the ministry don't pull this notice and they don't include them as one part and core subject them. At the studio this morning, for a look at waiting the ministry don't put in place for ensure say ICT work proper one for all the school picking them. One more time, I want for welcome Brahma Michael Ture, we na the director of school broadcasting. Good morning, Mr. Ture.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
All right. Before we look at the preparedness of the ministry for ensure say una implement this ICT una don't decide for include na the school curriculum, let we look at some of the reason them we make the ministry been decide say let we include ICT for school picking them.
Well, thank you very much. As you and me know, and a good many Salonians also know, our country somehow they bien when you talk of ICT technology generally, Sierra Leone they bien. You know, we get 11 years war, we been almost take we 11 years back in terms of development. People like you say, oh, the war done long time, but the effect of a war they carry through. The war go down, but the effect and they carry through. It takes a whole lot for a nation be able to turn that effect there around, and so it's not easy. And so we development. We don't go back 11 years. So Usai Ubi for done day 11 years ago with we ICT development and technology generally. Now we did so now. So we're 11 years back. So we can no longer wait because we already recognize say because we did 11 years back, Bokutin not the work for we as a nation, like how it work for other nations then. And so we need to take the bold step now and take the bull by the horn and start and not wait until we say we don't get everything before we start, because otherwise it will take me probably another 5-10 years before we even begin for think or start. So that's now one reason why we now say let's do it and let's go on with it, especially now we don't say free quality education. You get to tie that with what in prevail, which is technology. Without that, the quality will be compromised, and we don't want that to happen. So now we take that bold step there now.
So looking at ICT, where una want implement na school, and why una think say improving and taking education forward na ICT na the best option?
Well, ICT now one of the best options because when you talk of information, we all know we say information is power. Una, of course, we're in the media world know that better than some of we. Information is power, and with credible information, as you know. It will enhance general understanding, and that will create the ability for make informed decisions when there is proper information sharing. And then, of course, communication. We know, say, it enhances the understanding of things. When we communicate better, we're able to understand things, and if we understand things, it reduces the tendency for misunderstand things them and create confusion. And of course, when you talk of technology, it is speed processes and systems. So because of that, I think say more than any other time, now is the time for let we kick them up and put more effort on them.
Education now one of these government then flagship program and na a priority to them. So if the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education decide for introduce ICT na the school curriculum, how exactly on a plan for implement ICT into the schools?
Well, of course, we curriculum departments being almost like dead. But now we don't decide say we need for resuscitator. And so we get people and now we don't advertise and we get people and we now curriculum expert then we're ready for come on board for help with. One of them now in fact develop the curriculum for this ICT where then get for adopt and validate. They don't validate already. So that for don't tell you say we actually get the people them maybe not because we've not been planned for start. Now make we still do South day. But now that we know say with the people away we get way technologically and down, like this Dr. Daniel Stevens, we developed this validated curriculum on ICT and also create books them around that for classes 1 right through to the levels. We go almost say that we there on the right track for attract more and more people them. We get that kind of ability there and that knowledge there for let we able get to USA one for day. We not get everything in place, but we need for start somewhere, and I we don't start so.
I be they ask how the implementation process get for talent, because when you talk about ICT, the first thing we will come na somebody in mind na computer, the use of computer. So how the implementation of this ICT into the school curriculum get for talent, because you just mentioned say books them. Is it that na books them the picking and go to use for learn but ICT, or then go to do practical by way of using computers into the classrooms?
So before this time, we get various organizations and companies we ready for do business with government. We come, they can say we able to build computer labs around. For example, they work directly with Orange, Sierra Leone, for example, where they get 5 component projects, one of which now for build computer labs and schools them. And so we get other organizations that we plan for do the same, and we do work with them. And so we therefore phase them out. We start somewhere. You know, not so like something where they expect say they start today and you complete on today. The same way we say free quality education will not be say go start September and completely totally completed in September. It's a work in progress. Same way with this. You start somewhere and you migrate from
So
there.
this somewhere also na the start.
From class 1, from the very lower level. We say they start. That is the reason why the books they already available for class 1. So if we're developing computer labs, we also they think of doing the same.
So for a start, now the books them the picking and go they use, not the computers.
For a start, the teachers and they use the guide, the teacher guide, and the books them, which is a preparatory stage you get for start day. When the picking don't get the concept, it's easy for translate that concept into the practical work.
Okay, with all of them here, we don't talk so don't they put in place for come with introduction of ICT to school picking. How well una don't prepare the mind, because this is something new to most of them. For let always una don't put in place una see say it go through as planned.
Believe me, even without even having it as a national thing, we all know say everybody right now in this country and most other countries them, they gravitate towards technology. People and they use their phones then, and they download apps, then they use their apps, and they for do a whole lot of things with their phones then. People are not even go to school where go say they're literate. They're using their phones and doing things them where they're not before necessarily able to do if the technology not available. So with that enthusiasm they people get, I believe say introducing it in the school system will just add to the motivation the people already get for know about computers, for know about information, for know about technology and all of that.
So in terms of the starting point for the information communication and technology, we think it will be the first stage or process. We're not going to say these are the first phase of the implementation of this
well, the
program.
first stage nine don't happen. So the validation of the ICT curriculum, that don't happen. Now we get the books them we go along with that curriculum they, and of course the teacher guide them for guide the teachers then how to go step by step with the picking them for let they able develop interest around the subject. So that now is a good starting point. Then once then you motivate them, the resources with the available resources, you will now begin create the atmosphere or the environment for let the picking actually do the hands-on thing.
So for let the teacher then deliver well on something where then safe go can begin implement and teach na school them. Then we don't go through any form of special training on the ICT.
That will be all inclusive, you know. It will be all inclusive, and with this person who don't get to develop them things here, it will actually get for be part of the people that will get for champion that, for actually provide that training there around waiting in don't develop. And of course we expect also other people when as Sierra Leoneans and non-Sierra Leoneans we get interest in helping us develop our information and communication technology, come on board and work with me.
All right, continue for day with you the program. In case you just did tune in, you did listen to Good Morning Salone, and that's be the voice of the Deputy Director of School Broadcasting at the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education. There this morning, they talk about the introduction of ICT. Now the school them where the ministry don't decide for do for ensure say school picking themselves count board for no plenty thing them we get for do ICT. When they come back to you, Mr. Toure, now at the studio I want to welcome the Executive Director for Hill Salone, Wayna Joseph Sano. There this morning for talk about the 2019 Mobile Education Trade Fair, where an organization don't they do this BNTM and then go done today, Monday, November 18. As we all know, Hill Salone are one of the civil society organization them where don't they work around education issues and safe don't they talk about issue them where they involve the education sector. Good morning, Mr. Sano, and welcome to the program Good Morning Salone.
Good morning.
Una be don dey do the education trade fair, and now una decide for do mobile education trade fair. First, let we look at when you talk about mobile education trade fair. Wetin exactly Hill Salone dey try for show to the public?
Well, we be the doing for the past 4 years before we start this one. Now, Freetown, we be the doing a Miata Conference Center. We started from St. Joseph, so till we come outside now, we side the vehicles that they park now, U building, then we enter the Miata Conference Center. But each time when they come na radio, go around for do public education, people and can call we say, but we serve now the regions they need as Freetown not to Sierra Leone. So last year we for don't do the mobile education trade fair, with through support by the Ministry of Education. We start everything. Why I say mobile, that is we move them from Freetown to different locations there. Now that we want start last year, maybe go na Kenema, Cambo, maybe go Makini, Putloko, Cambia, so that why we did at that area then they get a team within inside vehicle, they go around now the other vicinities there and tell them about the trade fair and propagate educational activities to them. Now that's make we call a mobile education trade fair. Last year we for don't do it, but will not be able to do it. We be don't make arrangements and money for don't come to we and other things. Pet form be don't sign. We even I remember we even say somebody one of the people that say okay when I go ahead safe now and take money while we go process no more. We did that. But this year now at the end of the day the money not forthcoming will be get for the try for the pay the people. And this year now say okay ministry we know we have to take this thing to the region. So where you see now make this year we go now we target 3 areas added to Freetown. We start na Kenema from the 16th of September to the 25th. We commode, we can start na Bo inside last month. Then we commode, we come Makeni, we commode now come Freetown. So the process of moving from one place to another place with the trade fair, and I make we put on this mobile education trade fair.
Normally when they do this education trade fair, I remember some few years back when I start one of the main aim now for ease the stress we can pan them, especially where school can open that rush hour, then can just go down outside on the do trade fair and get all thing we want for in picking them. Now the different region them wanna decide for move and we make wanna call on the mobile education trade fair. How the acceptance level, how the people be accept the trade fair say this particular trade fair it come for can ease the burden on we as comrade.
Well it be na be new thing. Like inside Kenema, people them be the car will do them na the Kenema City Plaza. People they can't team up by the fence, then they look. Even we tell people they say when I can't sign a free, people do not believe, and it be new to them. Now the first time you see different MDAs them come together for talk to the people of Sierra Leone. Now the first time they really get open day or open day for universities them or we come. Then because we get Unimark, we get Jala, we get FBC, then come, then sit down, then they ask the universities them about one, then courses where then they offer, two, the entering requirement. In fact, and then some career guy. In fact, Nayanda are no saying most of them people then don't get 4 hours. And the university then will be able to tell and say with 4 hours you can start diploma. And people they will not be get mass. And I think say there not be no say where you get English another 4 subject that you can enter university because that area then the way you don't sit was then your mama and papa the job say you don't slambo then begin for say find something for do so it be very interesting. And then for the first time where we see inside that particular the regions that we see that competitive spirit because we be able to do regional quiz and debate competition. So on a large scale, and we be get place for play. One thing we will lack of now this country, now the right to play for we picking them. We be able to forget the bouncing castle, we be able to forget the merry-go-round, we be able to forget the seesaw, we be able to forget swimming pool and other things them for let picking them play. So it be really get fund and people then learn.
So why you change the format from education trade fair to mobile education trade fair?
Well, and now I just put one word because the education trade fair be sit on one side, but I be just want to let them know say it don't move. So now I make we change them and we be the use team them every year we dey look at the important education activity where they been at the country.
Okay.
Yeah. Now this year we look at 1 year of the free quality education, the good, the feature, and the challenge.
Okay. Continue for day with Joseph Sano, Executive Director Il Salone. We'll come back to you. Can't tell you so far when are the outcome of this one way the end today, when are the mobile education trade fair. The program Good Morning Salone they continue.
They look at more issues them inside the program this morning, and now they go to Parliament. Also, I remember them na the Committee on Appointments and Public Service na Parliament no interview the people them where President will be pick this BNTM for work na different sector them. Well, this make the proposed Minister of Basic and Senior Secondary Education, Dr. David Mornin Salone, say if Parliament agree for an appointment as the Minister of Basic and Senior Secondary Education, it go make sure say it bring new innovative idea them we go improve the quality and standard of education na the country. Princess Pierce be a Parliament outside the Committee on Appointments be the interview Dr. Salone and he put this report together.
According to the Constitution, after the President speak anybody for work na any sector, Parliament for approve the person first before he gets the power for begin do the work wey dem pick am for do. Wey this make, member dem na the Committee on Appointment and Public Service don interview the people dem wey the President pick this BNTM. But wetin na the main purpose for this? Honorable Sidi Mohammed Yunis, na the chairman for this committee, he explain.
We have on our list 14 presidential nominees that are to be interviewed in line with the Constitution. What we are doing is simply to interview, to know as members of Parliament and especially as a committee as to whether you are in fact fit for the position for which you have been nominated for by His Excellency the President. Questions that will be asked will be based on what we have received, the documents that you presented to us, and also those information that we have received from the public.
The Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education now one key institution where the Honorable Member of Parliament them na this committee been pay key attention to because of the flagship program where it be they ask question to the proposed minister na the ministry. The leader of the opposition party na Parliament, Honorable Cherno Majuba, be asked the proposed minister, Dr. David Mornin Salone, waiting in plan for improve this sector.
Your name resonates with mentoring young people, correct?
That's correct.
And the ministry is also dealing with young people. That is mostly children between the ages of 6 and 17, mostly. How are you going to translate what you've been doing at a higher level with young professionals to those in secondary and primary schools?
I'm a father, and I define myself primarily as a father. I have a 3-year-old and I have a 5-month-old. I have written a curriculum for that child because I believe that we can't transform our homes, we can't transform our communities, we can't transform our country if we do not create civic citizens who are able to serve at home, in school, and their community. Because the education that we are preparing our children for and the leaders that we want our children to become are leaders who make critical decisions about their responsibilities in societies. In terms of principle and the quality that we expect, absolutely. If a child gets 6 A's and comes out but cannot do the job that we give them in Parliament as your M&E officer, was that great that they got 6 A's? If a child gets 6 B's or 6 E's, but they can be entrepreneurs who create jobs in the market, will we be happy with that child? They need to learn how to learn, and that's what's most important. So community responsibility, very important. School management and exams and assessments will be the 3 key problems that I think we have to address for transformation in this country.
Honorable Kane Koleyumkela, na member na this committee, where himself be they ask the question to the proposed Minister of Defense, Brigadier retired Kelly Conte, but waiting at the role of the military na democratic states.
The most important one is for them to realize that they are a national institution and they should be working for the nation's interest at all times. Soldiers should move themselves away from partisan politics. As citizens, they do have a right to belong to any political party, of course, but that is where it stops. They do not take sides in any matter that is political.
Thank you. Second question is, You and many of your comrades made a lot of sacrifice for the democracy we enjoy today. But a lot of your colleagues played a major role. But I know for sure we have over 20,000 ex-combatants that are struggling. Have you thought of how we will help those ex-combatants?
I think quite a lot of work has been done in that area. I'm not going to suggest that I would know the answer at this moment. When I join my colleagues, I'll see how far they've gone with the assessment of the way forward. And I'll join them to resolve the issues.
Excellent. From that answer, I see that you're a very thoughtful man, not making immediate commitments, but going to study the situation. Excellent. So this choice seems to be very good to me. There are cases where we have heard that some officers are involved in land issues and so on. I highlight that for you to pay attention. In this country, being a democracy, we don't want people using their rank to impose on civilians. I don't know if you're aware of that. Are you aware of those problems of discipline in some quarters?
Some of it, yes,
okay.
I am.
All right, take note.
The Ministry of Gender and Children's Affairs, na new ministry where government don't bring come for look inside issue them we get for do with gender and children's affairs. But how the proposed minister, Madam Manti Tarawali, plan for address the challenge them with the sector they get. Na question where Honorable Hassan Sise been put to the proposed minister.
I think working together is paramount, and not only for the social welfare, but also for other cross-cutting ministries. So collaboration will be the key. I mean, you talk about education, there are gender issues. You talk about defense, security, there are gender issues. You talk about education, there are gender issues. So it cuts across entirely all the sectors. So working in collaboration with other ministries is paramount to the role. In terms of administrative, I bring leadership to the table. I know what the issues are. I'm not a stranger to the issues.
Member of Parliament them na this committee been interview different other people them where the president speak for work na different sector them. Then people here they wait now for make Member of Parliament them approve them so that them will begin do the work proper one. For Radio Democracy, Princess Piasti reports.
Salone Commercial Bank don't come with new banking products them for make life easy. With Million Online Bank and Million Mobile app, you can able for use Salone Link money transfer for send money to anybody elect you not get bank account. Transfer or receive money na the same bank or any other bank. Transfer money to person or office elect you not get the account number. Buy Edsalite, pay other bill them, and now get advanced salary. You don't need for worry again but almost money then you earn. Because you can able for pay for things the way you buy in a supermarket and other shop them with the quick response code payment. Yagbadon done for the boss man them. With Beyond Online Direct, you can upload salary, pay all you supplier them, sell forex to Salone Commercial Bank, and watch your account anytime. If you need the app, download them from Google Play Store or any Apple Store, or go to Salone Commercial Bank website www.slcb.com. Sierra Leone Commercial Bank, delivering value.
We continue the program Good Morning Salone, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. We still get Brahma Michael Toure, where na the Deputy Director of School Broadcasting na the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education. There this morning they talk about the ICT, where the ministry say then they introduce na all school them for make sure say school picking them begin for no but ICT from class 1 to JSS 3 and say from SSS 1 to SSS 3. Mr. Toure, we don't talk about how on a plan for implement ICT into the school as part of the core subjects them. Now let we look at the teachers them we get for teach the school picking them but ICT. Waiting na the mechanism they wanna don't put in place for teacher them. Is it down at the employ new teacher them na the schools them we already get sabi about ICT, or na they maintain the teacher them we already don't dey na the school and give them sabi about ICT?
Well, the recruitment process for teachers there is ongoing. Every year we must add a little bit of the number to the number we already get. But the plan done there for train all the teachers there across the country. And this ICT, the books them not only tap even not just the secondary school, then go as far as even the colleges and universities. So this Dr. Daniel Stevens, they work on that for make sure say a team, they work on that for make sure say then develop the books then right through to the universities. But we train all these teachers they across the country, regardless of whether they already get IT skills. For the one they already get IT skills, na bonus, na addition to the skills they already. But the one they will not know at all, then na a new beginning for them, for let them able to get a skill where added to within they already they do in the classroom.
You say the school picking them not go start yet with the practical, like they not go start it for beginning use computers them at the school because the ministry still they put things in place. The book them where they get for use, where the teacher and they use for teach them about ICT. How detailed them book they be for let the picking them get enough information say this na computer, this na the console, now this you dey touch for this and that.
So Dr. Stevens, we actually developed them books, yeah, na Sierra Leonean way, from what I understand, getting PhD in IT as early as 24, 25 years old. Now you don't graduate with a PhD. So you can only imagine the kind of passion where you get being a young person for actually get to that level there. And so now with that same passion, they develop them books here so that you take the beginning from the lowest level, from nowhere to somewhere. So now somebody where gets the skills and the knowledge, and they are not to the first side where you don't do them. So that add to the hope we'll get say, yes, indeed, the materials the way you don't develop will be very useful in our schools them, especially when now in get for champion the training of the teachers they across the country, so that whatever they get inside the books and they go tie into that training, they forget the teachers there enough information and enough knowledge about waiting them for actually share with the beginning and the classroom. So we believe very strongly say that will create a very serious impact.
So looking at information communication and technology, it involves a lot of device. For other countries, the way can start, they make sure say then start with the real things and that the computer and all that in a why salon we see not just a book stage one start with.
Well, one, you get to understand resources. I mean, when we say free education, obviously we get all the money for start, but we have to start somewhere. The same with this. You get for start on site. If you say you wait until you get everything, all the resources, then you might never be able to start. And so starting somewhere give you the ability for search for more, for add to which you get. And the one yourself where they help with, will look at what you get and say, well, we're then at the right track, and therefore let us pour more help into waiting and they try for do. That's how you develop a nation. So you not wait until you don't get everything.
So this ICT curriculum more don't all get introduced. The book stage one and start with saying in picking go get access to force. Now from the class one or through all the stages then?
From class one right through to all the stages, the books them all they don't develop right through to the university. Books them develop right through to the university, not just the secondary school where and don't validate inside the curriculum. It's going to go right through to the university. So now journey we don't start and you get for continue.
When exactly the students go begin see computers into the classrooms?
Well, gradually as things that they roll by, of course there is always the need for computers. You cannot just go do book knowledge of computers and then not get the practical and the hands-on knowledge. You need that one then. So as they develop the books them and they roll them out, so are we also making effort as a nation for make sure we provide computers then at the schools then, because now then they go side by side.
Introducing ICT into the schools, Bokutin and they way they for think about one, electricity very key for ensure say ICT introduction be a success now all the schools them. How prepared is the ministry for ensure say they electrify all the schools them now the country?
Well, in this world of solar technology, you can only imagine say yes indeed, will they make effort as a nation for gravitate towards that, just like every other nation waiting and they do for provide electricity now, even the most remote parts of the country they outside and they at the same approach we self they take solar system where cost effective, where user friendly, easy for install somewhere, and not so neck breaking like the usual electricity production we get for do with oil and all of the other things that we need for generate electricity. So solar technology is the way to go. I mean, people that they create technology now where you don't even need a whole lot of installation for create power or energy around appliances and equipment. And at the same thing, we self hope for do as a nation.
Continue for day with Ibrahim and Michael Toure, Deputy Director of School Broadcasting, the Ministry of Basic and Senior Education. They don't tell we about the ICT where he say the ministry they can introduce now all school curriculum all over the country, and now they talk about preparedness, things that they don't put in place for make sure say this new curriculum be successful. The program Good Morning Salone continue, and now we come over to Joseph Sano, Executive Director Il Salone, and they tell you about the 2019 Mobile Education Trade Fair. We don't start and if for end today. Now you don't tell me about the impact we this trade fair don't take so far. Looking at the previous one and the one the way you don't do so far, you think say this project or program don't they live to its expected purpose of which you want to see?
Well, it don't they so far try, but I not get I to which I want get because I know they expect I don't want let it be Hill Salone property. I don't want them. Waiting can happen in projects. You they try for let you buy in government ownership, or let you get permanent donors. Them we go say okay, this thing we go arrange and let go 5-10 years, but that not happen. But in terms of the key objectives, them where we say we they do, we don't they do them. Like this year, we say the first thing we for do. Now for do public education about the free education. Yeah, we look at waiting they not do right, waiting they not do it right. We do that. We say we will make sure say we put at the heart or mind of people that we get them picking in a marketplace. Some picking and they will travel, may go up even inside Freetown. Some boku underage picking and they na market. Some go na farm. We try for do that. We be say we go make sure say the MDAs them come. The first time we were able for make people not be nobles like the Sierra Leone Maritime Administration. So man way ask waiting a marine, you go say Ministry of Fishery. But they don't know say now the sea transportation aspects. Now and then they talk about Sierra Leone Maritime. So a lot of things and causes the way people they do. We able for showcase that, talk about other MDAs then like the HIV, Pharmacy Board, NACI, NATCOM, NACSA. So all the institutions that we did, NACI, NRA. So we do that. And we'll also be saying, we go make sure say we, during the process, we make sure say place go there for picking them go play and people then go learn. You understand? We come, look what you do. We host them, picking them. Now yeah, up to 16 of them, then in a hotel. Mathematics, we able one of we key challenge you will notice. Maybe we can't got the PRO there. And it painful for see person where they go see to us. Simple fraction, not able for solve. So it tell we few things say either the teachers the way then they teach mathematics, then go back now the drawing box and look up. The way you say mathematics, people just don't want it. We see say, believe you me, mathematics we did down here under. We saw what in essence we want to do. Public education we really do them. So we see say and it don't we expand them. So for we don't achieve a lot of things. But the part where we feel say we still yet for achieve that this particular activity, I think Mr. Lawyer Alpha Timbo try for even put on now the ministry one day say we should not talk about workshop no more. These are programs where we go get, we put some part of the activity plan is budgeted for. And we go to do it. So Hill Salone, they just go there now as a one go exhibit waiting in they do in the education sector. Even when we go to donor partner like the EU, they also said that, say, last year we did support when our ministry for don't do 5 years plan so that it go there. So these are things where they struggle with, but with time, because definitely if now Hill Salone they continue for doing, let not lie to one and say it will be sustainable. Because we know waiting personally, we spend for this year almost 300 million for this year trade fair, where they can't end so till the end. Without we not to passing we own real money we'll put into it.
All right. The time from the studio clock now 8:15. Joseph Sano continue for the return of the program. When they come back to you, let me take this short commercial break.
Better don't come. A Union Trust Bank again. Union Salone Banco. Union Trust Bank get plenty product and service there for you. You must get what you want to go better. Let me savings account, ide. Current account, ide. Fixed deposit account, ide. Credit facility, ide. All for you. Me and you. Me and you. Union Trust Bank Salone for me and you. Kids future savings account, ide. School fee savings account, ide. Pay advance salary scheme, ide. We branch and they all up on Salone. Bokono kenema, we ide. Kabala mabogo kakambia, we ide. Jala Freetown Lonsa, we ide. And my 91, me and you. Union Trust Bank, me and you. Union Trust Bank, Union Trust Bank Salone for me and you. Union Salone Banco, Trust Banco.
Union Trust Bank, empowering Sierra Leonean businesses.
We continue the program. Good Morning Salone, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM, 077-981-981. Now the number for send your message, and yourself could be part of the program this morning. Or if they watch you on our Facebook page, drop your comment and ask question on the issues them where we they discuss inside the program this morning.
The program Good Morning Salone continue, and now inside the program we dey look at another issue. The Public Relations Officer at the Multamarai College of Education and Technology, Elizabeth Sise, don confirm to Radio Democracy say this means the administration will direct but 22 students and all 9 students result for college election violence and education malpractice. And safe say the college Sakwa lecturer will engage change students in grade. Elizabeth Sise start for confirm this action with the college take to Alex Lawrence Koroma inside this interview.
Yes, the college take a decision. They take a decision and they rusticate some students them for examination malpractice, which about 19 of them, some from Godrich campus and some from Congo Coast campus, and 14 from Godrich and 5 from Congo Coast campus. And they also rusticate 3 for riotous conduct. That is prior to the past student elections. And also the administration will withhold students them results for riotous conduct also and dismiss 1 lecturer for malpractice also.
First, let's look at the one they want to suspend. Waiting about the process, how we go about for reach to a decision, say, let us suspend them for this period.
Then students there, so the administration not just take the decision upon itself, just look and call students them and say they rusticate the students there. So no, the administration sets up a disciplinary committee. Will look into the cases. One go want to know how the names they are so come up. Prior to the election, some riotous conduct will happen wherein students them some skirmishes can take place. And as public go don't come out, we have CCTV cameras are all over the campus. And so the CCTV camera plus the security guys that we've been there on board, we include the senior warden also. We've also been there on campus. We see some of them students there so. And so then students there so where we be able to pick from the camera and the security we will for catch on the spot. Now they also mention some other names them. So when we get the names there so within the administration do, we issue our suspension letter to then students there so pending investigation and set up a disciplinary committee for look into the issue. And so the committee been sit and we been give fair hearing to all the students them names that will be involved for come explain their own side of it or defend themselves and whatever. So at the end of the day, the committee been get for fine some of them students they are so guilty. And so the one that we are continuing students them we like maybe for good second year or so still there in the program, they may rusticate them for 1 year. Then the other one that we now been like final year students them they will withhold, say them will withhold the results them for 1 year. Then punishments they are submitted out on the students, they are not for wicked them or anything, but at least for find way for caution them. I make even though it's all written and do with such misbehavior and the magnitude of what they do, the punishment was not that grave because the most 1 year rustication and 1 year you results be withheld. That's not for the one them for the riotous conduct. Then we also rusticate 19 students them for examination malpractice. 14 come out from Godrich campus and 5 from Congo Coast campus. These are students that were doing the examination one way or the other. They find something get foreign materials or something involved in any form of examination malpractice. There and then again, even though the examiner will be there on board, don't find and say this person we see and they cheat, or this person they come in with this extra material, the administration not just take decision based on that examiner and reports there. But also we get a disciplinary committee for examination malpractice we form, where they look into it, then bring the evidences, them call the students that were involved, give them time for let them hear out. Some then they of course some then they were instantly not denying. Then plead to it for say yes, they are guilty. Some them deny at first, but with the evidence they all come, then self later on plead guilty. And so the administration again look into it, say in as much as the students they also don't do something way very, very wrong, because examination malpractice we all know now say they eat into the fabric of the education system, and we really want for put a stop. But at the same time, we know say the one they also na students them and they try for build their future. So that's why the administration decide based on the recommendation from the committee for rusticate them for 1 year, at least that day, for just send that message down to them and others for no say waiting them do a very, very wrong, and for make them desist from it.
The lecturer waiting do.
The lecturer is accused of changing grades. Information reach the administration, and so again, this administration not just to take decision, but they take decision pending after investigation into the matter. And the people who can investigate the matter are people with reputable character. This lecturer gets this alleged that they change grades, and so the administration decide for look into it, and the committee look into it and find them guilty of changing grades. And also the committee waiting and find out also, because then go into in file as part of the investigation, because it was investigation that was done thoroughly. Then go into in file and check, just for see this person in track record. Maybe now somebody gets a vicious mind against them, just want for lies, so at least they get this person in file. And unfortunately, when they check this person in file, they find out this was not the first time. For way back in 2010, this person has been warned, because he was also accused of changing grades, and past administration may not warn them. Later on they find out they don't even suspend them. So meaning that when they check into a file, they find about 2 or 3 matters relating to the same malpractice business, so changing grades and all, and that it will not even be suspended. So with this and the fact where the committee also find out about this latest one, away it do make them conclude for say no, this person, we cannot let this just go like that, because even the last one in where it been get will be suspend them. The past administration we been do that suspension, they've been warn them strictly that if anything of reoccurrence like that happen, then we'll take drastic measure or even dismiss them from the college.
So both the lecturer and the student them then get a chance for appeal?
Well, we not go, not to read the tell us to go appeal, but it's their right. The administration is supervised by council. If they feel say they were unfairly treated, or maybe they want to appeal their case for forgiveness, then you write to the administration or go through council.
Students that always concerns, we feel very unfair with the investigation. The university not look into the student, they will get concerned.
Well, I can tell you for say no students can meet me yet about concern. People then can get this tendency where something happen, instead of then go through the right process, they'll prefer for go at the back door, make so, talk so, or whatever, grumble to other people them. Because really where this happen, as a student you have a right. Nobody will tell you say you not get right, as you actually not say if they get right for appeal. Not a week go tell and say go appeal, but if you feel aggrieved or you feel say really you are not treated fairly, the administration is governed by council, and I think say you can take your matter to council.
That kind of platform there for the student?
Not happen yet. It's available, but nobody not take that decision date or that matter date for say for go appeal to council. So even if students then they say they feel aggrieved or whatever, for me it's a news.
That's not Elizabeth Sise, the public relation officer at the Multimagai College of Education and Technology. But they talk to Alex Lawrence Goma inside that interview day, but the decision where the college take this CBN term outside and there about 22 students and online students and result, and also safe then Sakwa lecturer where then say they catch the change students in grade.
We continue the program Good Morning Salone, and we come back in our studio to we studio guest them Brahma Michael Toure from the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education. There this morning they talk about the ICT where the ministry they introduce na school them for school picking them from class 1 to JSSS 3 and set from SSS 1 to SSS 3. We continue for look at more issues them we get for do with ICT and how the ministry don't prepare for make sure say they start this particular subject as one of the core subjects them that is school. Mr. Toure, we don't talk about the teachers them, how they go use some of them books there so for make sure say the picking them get the sabi but ICT. Now let we look at the infrastructural aspect of ICT into the school. You get a lot for do. Waiting and waiting the ministry don't put in place for ensure say the right infrastructure day for introduce ICT as one of the core subject.
So as then they roll out the training of the teachers them and sensitizing the picking them as to the relevance of ICT, equally the plan also, part of that plan they also now for how for develop that very infrastructure the way they talk about, because you need a computer lab, for example, for let ICT thrive in a particular school, and so that all is part of the plan as to how we want for roll them out. The resources then they for do all of that inside one day, no, but because now part of the plan, as we they attract resources, now so we they develop them. Like I say, you have to start somewhere, and so at that day we try for do.
Okay, looking at the fact that you don't admit say resources are a problem, why on not start this from class 1 to 6 and suicide challenge and learn from and do further implementation?
Well, as far as the basic knowledge of for ICT, we don't want for limit and just class 1. Now gets a broader spectrum of knowledge sharing on ICT from class 1 right through senior secondary school. Once we don't able to do that, now you don't energize the beginner, you don't give them the interest, the zeal for let them go into and deeper. So as you roll out computer labs, the theoretical knowledge now tie into the practical knowledge. But start with the theoretical knowledge, let them begin develop that skill there and the zeal for let them actually get into the practical.
Looking at preparedness, you get for consider the sustainability of alone we not see on a start or reach certain stage. On a give funding as an issue as challenge. I mean, how sustainable and preparedness be for a new subject under the ICT in a student curriculum?
Well, I don't even take them out of government after government. For a nation, knowing that ICT is something where can't run away from, the idea of saying that as a nation, want for sustain, I'm going to just say we just want for stay, so they will stagnate within at the same side. So therefore, because we know that ICT is very relevant, not just for the politics of the day, but as a nation, obviously, we as a nation also go rally around that particular thing there for make sure say it succeed in our own way, apart from what the politics able to provide. So as a nation, nothing we can't go without. And so we just get for do them. And if we not do them, it's like say we're staying in the same place. And I don't think say as a nation we want for afford for do that.
All right, continue for the way to the program. Or they take this short commercial break quickly.
They causing confusion.
But this confuse me, boo. Look where Uncle Nat in World Solid. Look in block them where them beat for them, where they save solid, and at the same amount of cement and sand then they use for beat me on. But look what in the happen. Me wall down for them, all the block they all don't scatter. It like say some kind magic they behind this. You want to know the magic behind this? Now the superior quality, extra strong, extra life and extra yield cement where are the use, and that's not Dangote 3X Portland limestone cement. Dangote cement na the highest grade cement in the country. When a 42.5 R grade cement, when no one day come na this country, and a one of the highest grade pan cement where you go get na the wall. Where you want you concrete, wall and block solid, use Dangote 42.5 R cement, you no go regret them. You go get Dangote 42.5 R cement na online shop and building material store na the one whole country.
We continue the program. Good Morning Salone, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM. Quickly, we look at on our text messages them where una don't send inside the program this morning. The first message where I dey read it come out from we Facebook page. This one from Arthur Tucker. They say even with computer presence, you need to learn the theory before doing practical. More messages we don't come at the program this morning. This one they say laudable venture by the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education. I hope say the pikin them go focus and learn more things them about computer. More message them we don't come inside the program this morning. This other one where I go read they say from Usman Koma, now Facebook page. They say the introduction of ICT into the school curriculum is just a way of getting money from donor for their personal business. Even to supply books to our kids is a problem. How can they supply computers in school? More messages we don't come inside the program this morning. This one they say I don't think it is the responsibility of the ministry to build school, but the school have their management structure and their public and private school. They come out from Melvin Cargo, now we Facebook page. More messages we don't come inside the program. This one they say thank you, Mr. Ben. Now let's start with the introduction. Let the students begin to hear about the various components and the use and importance of ICT, and we know the provisions of the computers will roll in. They come out from Joe B. Bangali, now Facebook page.
Another message I will take here. This person they say, what is the importance of ICT in schools? What about the schools in the provinces? How will they benefit from this? More message I will take, and this one say, why not science laboratories? At least for a start, science subjects are being taught in abstract. This other one again, where this person don't send inside the program, they say, Mr. Toure, I'm pleased with your submission on ICT, but how prepared is government's commitment in financing the innovation?
This one from Ben McKay na Facebook. It say I did ICT in university without doing practical, and after school when I started working I navigated my way through it and very good at Microsoft package. So start the teaching now and we will improve it as we get along. So man they talk as if even get computer where it begin for learn.
The last one we may go take for now, they say, Mr. Toure, for this to be successful, why didn't you guys start from class 1 to 6 and see how the implementation goes and later take it forward?
From Enzema on our Facebook page, they say due to the large cost involved in equipping school with and maintaining ICTs, innovative public-private community partnership should be explored to help reduce cost. More message them we don't come inside the program. Good Morning Salone. This one they say this core ICT idea without computers, power supply and internet facility in most school is nothing to write home about. Even the core textbook are not enough. Well, from their messages then they will they come now in our studio to studio guest them for respond to some of the messages. And we'll start with you, where Michael Toure.
So it's very interesting. I mean, somebody one of the texts I say, even with computers, you need the practical aspect of it. I mean, the theoretical aspect of it, which is very true, like I don't emphasize, that they begin and know first, but waiting this whole thing be before they begin put their hands them on the very computers them. Somebody said they hope the kids then will focus on this. And that now we hope also that once they begin them motivated, you say catch them when they're young. And once and we don't introduce them and we don't begin see the interest, then we sure say then go put more interest on them. Somebody say this would just a way of getting money. How can they supply computers in schools? Well, I'm not able to understand whose side this person they come up from with this. For say just a way of getting money. It's almost like saying every other program where a government or an organization don't introduce in this country is the same reason, just to make money. If not that the person they say, we don't see programs that succeed in this country because somebody introduced them. This is not different from that. So if we say ICT, where the whole world they go ICT, if we say we just wait and not do nothing because somebody say if we do now money will defend, well, I think it's good money finding, because if we able to get ICT, we're able get more money, if not that the person mean. Somebody says schools then get the management structures. If they're able to put them in place and work well with them, then we're able to enhance this ICT, which is very true. You know, I look at the money where they pay out to schools. I mean, you will blow your mind for no say some heads of schools. I'm not saying all, but some heads of schools, they use that money there for different purposes. So if some of the one them where they actually receive them, now that government they provide books, government they provide exercise books, textbooks, and teaching and learning materials. If the money where they go to you, you even just say the first project this year with that money then for open a computer lab, you were able to start somewhere. So by 1-2 years, you don't develop a computer lab with that money where government they send to you, without even government coming there and building a lab for you. I think that's now another way for let schools they able to actually innovate and create the environment for let the picking they able to get for make use of computers. Somebody say, let's start somewhere. I cannot agree more. We need for starts on site so that we know how they go. Somebody that's looking at the importance of ICT in schools. If computers they're not there, like how the person somebody emphasized. I do IT. I do an associate degree in computer networking without having to touch a computer. I do an information technology, a bachelor's degree without having to touch a computer. Now me also buy them. We not get a lab that the school they say you have a computer lab, but that not stop me for graduate with then 2 degrees a day without actually touching a computer even the first year. I get an host from the theoretical thing I go na me host I do me practicals. So that not to an excuse say we not for start somewhere. Somebody say why we not for start from class 1 to class 6 and then see how they succeed. We want for make sure say every level along the way start the same way with the theoretical aspect from class 1 right through to senior secondary school, so that by the time we get all the computers, we don't get a massive population of school-going people then we actually get knowledge of computers. I think that is the whole thing. Somebody say innovative approach there with the public-private partnership will also help for creating computers. I cannot agree more. We work with the public-private partnership secretariat. We get at the Ministry of Education for attract people and we get interested in some of the things how they do, and obviously organizations then they we're ready for dole out computers. Like I say, Orange Salone they work with me right now. They get one foundation then called ST Foundation, where they build computer labs. I think they don't build over 15 computer labs in a certain school STEM inside this country so far. So I think all them kind of things they put together, we will enhance what you would try for do. Somebody say because power supply no they will not for do this. We get solar system for Christ's sake. We're not too difficult for actually roll out and start in places there. Partners then they were ready for actually help with solar system installation and start in places there. Because you can't build a computer lab, you not think of solar. And ST Foundation, once they build a lab, for all the teachers them.
The human life. For this one they put aside the school curriculum, apart from the information we don't emphasize, or we take good now once to change or improve Palambook business.
We want for see who side picking them or teachers them where we don't get the knowledge and the skills for actually utilize that knowledge and skills they for change the way things and they for able develop data, credible data. Keep in mind say this country then the rate we based on data we say now we get. If we say now so amount of school picking we get now schools them, then the grade we book learning one based on how they picking and they progress from one stage to another. That data then I need to look at. So the only way we able to keep credible data now with knowledge of ICT, information technology. So that is the reason why it's very important, not only for the individual, but for the nation in development as well.
Okay, continue for the between name na Brahima Michael Toure and in the Deputy Director of School Broadcasting and Ministry of Basic and Senior Education. The program Good Morning Salone continue. We still get Joseph Sano, Executive Director El Salone, and they talk about the 2019 Mobile Education Trade Fair where it don't start and the end today. Mr. Sano, one thing will be clear upon this year education trade fair now that you focus on the provinces, but later we see you can end the trade fair and free tongue. So why?
Well, I think the same problem the world they face in education upline are the same problem with the face now. Or those on the upline world, like for instance, we notice according to the team, we begin for final say the core textbooks them, but parents even a free town they are not able for use them. They not make let them picking them will take up. Instead, some way take them when they return the book. Where you use book, we see them from the way where you use the book. But you take book like I need, that's why you count and back. It means you not be the user, and because of maybe wrong messaging where people they say you they pay 250 or 300 or 500 or paying dollar. You understand? So we get a lot, and the public education in terms of this free quality education, I can tell when I say up to now, we ask questions. In fact, now the sister programs, they ask people what's in there inside this free quality education. The one them where they find out, they're not sabia. So public education now one will be lacking, and with this year team, it be outrightly clear say we're not able to get the information that we want now. Now make us they done with the compile the report. So we go upline because we go to the region because we know say Freetown not to Sierra Leone. Now make we don't get that they all we win in we competition. They do the all day now for now ensure say we not limit ourselves just to Freetown.
So